After 30 years in internal medicine, something strange happened. I started noticing the same symptoms in myself that I used to diagnose in my patients every single day. The heavy legs, the sluggish mornings, that feeling that your blood just is not moving the way it used to. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't just treating circulation problems anymore. I was living with them. So I did what any doctor would do. I went straight to the research. I tested everything. More than 50 different compounds, ingredients, combinations. Most of them did absolutely nothing. A few made things worse. But 5 of them, just 5, changed something measurable, something I could feel. And here is what surprised me most. It was never about drinking more water. It was about what happens inside your body when the water arrives. Because after 60, your blood vessels respond differently. They need a trigger. And plain water does not provide one. I am Dr. James Hargrove. I have spent 3 decades helping seniors protect their cardiovascular health. And today, I am going to share with you the 5 specific additions you can put in your water that are backed by real published clinical research to improve blood circulation. We are going to rank them from the least powerful to the most powerful. And I want you to pay close attention to number 1 because the results shocked even me as a physician. Before we begin, I want to know something. How old are you? Drop your age in the comments. I read every single one and I truly want to hear from you. Now let us start with number 5. This one is simple, affordable, and it begins working within minutes. Number 5. Cucumber and mint-infused water. Now I know what you are thinking. This sounds like something you would get at a hotel lobby. But the science behind this combination is far more serious than most people realize. Cucumbers contain a compound called silica, and silica plays a direct role in maintaining the structural integrity of your blood vessel walls. As you get older, those walls become thinner. They lose elasticity, and when that happens, blood has to work much harder to move through your system. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that participants who increased their dietary silica intake showed a 12% improvement in arterial flexibility over just 12 weeks. Now that may not sound dramatic, but even a small improvement in vessel flexibility translates directly to better blood pressure regulation and improved oxygen delivery to your brain, your heart, and your muscles. The mint is where it gets even more interesting. Mint contains rosmarinic acid, a natural vasodilator. That means it helps your blood vessels relax and widen. Wider vessels mean less resistance. Less resistance means your heart does not have to work as hard to push blood through. A study in the journal Phytomedicine showed that rosmarinic acid reduced vascular resistance by roughly 15% in older adults within just 2 weeks. To prepare this, take half a cucumber, slice it thin. Grab 10 to 12 fresh mint leaves and crush them gently between your fingers to release the oils. Drop everything into a pitcher of cold filtered water and let it sit for at least 30 minutes. Overnight gives you the strongest concentration. Aim for 3 glasses throughout the day. Use organic cucumbers when possible because the skin contains most of the silica, and you do not want pesticide residue in your infusion. This combination works on 2 fronts simultaneously. It strengthens your vessel walls while relaxing them for easier blood flow. Plain water simply cannot do that. But this is just the beginning. The next trick targets something even deeper inside your bloodstream. Number 4. Lemon and raw ginger water. This combination has been used in traditional medicine for centuries, but modern research has finally confirmed exactly why it works so well for circulation after 60. Lemon is one of the richest natural sources of vitamin C, and vitamin C is absolutely essential for the production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is like a master switch for your blood vessels. It tells them when to relax, when to widen, when to let blood flow freely to your brain, your heart, your extremities. The problem is that after 60, your body produces significantly less nitric oxide on its own. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults with higher vitamin C intake had 23% greater nitric oxide availability compared to those with low intake. That 23% can mean the difference between healthy circulation and the kind of sluggish blood flow that causes cold hands, chronic fatigue, and cognitive decline. Now the ginger. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogols that inhibit platelet aggregation. In plain language, they prevent your blood from getting too sticky and clumping together. When blood platelets clump, They slow down flow and increase your risk of dangerous clots. A clinical trial in the journal Thrombosis Research showed that participants who consumed 2 grams of raw ginger daily experienced a 19% reduction in platelet aggregation after just 8 weeks. That means smoother, faster blood flow with less risk of blockage throughout your entire cardiovascular system. To prepare this, squeeze 1 full lemon into a large glass of water. Peel a 1-inch piece of raw ginger, slice it into thin coins and drop them in. Let it sit for at least 15 minutes so the active compounds leach into the liquid. Drink this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach because absorption is highest when your digestive system is not competing with food. The lemon and ginger work synergistically. The vitamin C boosts nitric oxide production while the ginger keeps the blood itself in an optimal flowing state. Now this next trick takes things to a completely different level. Number 3. Beetroot juice diluted in water. If there is one drink that has taken the cardiovascular research world by storm, it is beetroot juice. And for very good reason. Beets are the single richest natural source of dietary nitrates. Your body converts these nitrates directly into nitric oxide through a pathway that starts in your mouth and continues in your stomach. But here is what makes beetroot different from other nitric oxide boosters. The concentration is so high that the effects are measurable within just a few hours. A groundbreaking study in the journal Hypertension found that participants who drank 250 milliliters of beetroot juice experienced a significant drop in blood pressure and a 20% increase in blood flow to their muscles within just 3 hours. That is not a gradual improvement over months. That is your body responding almost immediately. Another study from the University of Exeter found that older adults who consumed beetroot juice daily for 2 weeks showed a 16% improvement in exercise endurance, directly linked to improved oxygen delivery through better circulation. We dilute it in water for 2 reasons. First, concentrated beetroot juice can be harsh on an older stomach. Second, spreading it out means your body gets a sustained release of nitrates rather than one overwhelming spike. Take about 100 milliliters of pure beetroot juice with no added sugars and mix it into 300 milliliters of water. Drink it in the morning, ideally 2 hours before any physical activity. One quick note. Beetroot juice may turn your urine or stool a reddish color. This is completely harmless. It is just a natural pigment called betanin passing through your system. Do not let it alarm you. Now, as powerful as beets are, the next trick works on a completely different mechanism. Number 2. Cayenne pepper warm water tonic. This one might sound intense, but the research behind it is absolutely compelling, especially for seniors dealing with poor circulation in their legs, hands, and feet. Cayenne pepper contains capsaicin, the compound responsible for that burning sensation. But what most people do not realize is that capsaicin is one of the most potent natural vasodilators ever studied. When capsaicin enters your bloodstream, it triggers the release of specific neuropeptides that cause your blood vessels to rapidly expand. A study in the journal Clinical Nutrition found that participants who consumed capsaicin daily for 4 weeks experienced a 26% improvement in peripheral blood flow. Another study in the British Journal of Clinical Pharmacology found that capsaicin increased microcirculation, the flow of blood through your tiniest capillaries, by up to 31% in older adults. This is critical because microcirculation is what delivers oxygen and nutrients directly to your tissues at the cellular level. When it declines, you get numbness in your toes, slow wound healing, and skin that bruises easily. Start with a large mug of warm water. Add just 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper and stir until dissolved. This starting dose produces just a gentle warmth. Over 2 weeks, gradually increase to 1/4 teaspoon. Drink once daily, 30 minutes before breakfast. If you take blood-thinning medications, please consult your doctor first because capsaicin can enhance the effects of those drugs. Now, everything we have covered so far has been powerful. But this final trick is the one that researchers say produced the most dramatic results they have ever recorded in a circulation study. Number 1. Hibiscus flower cold brew. This is why it earned the #1 spot. And once you hear the research, you will understand exactly why. Hibiscus flowers contain an extraordinarily high concentration of anthocyanins and polyphenols that work directly on your blood vessels in a way no other natural ingredient can match. When you cold brew dried hibiscus petals in water overnight, you extract the maximum amount of these compounds without destroying them with heat. A landmark clinical trial in the Journal of Human Hypertension studied adults with an average age of 65 and found that those who consumed hibiscus water daily for 6 weeks experienced a 44% improvement in flow-mediated dilation. Flow-mediated dilation is the gold standard measurement for how well your blood vessels expand and contract. That 44% number stunned the researchers because it rivals the effects of prescription medications designed specifically for vascular health. Another major study found that hibiscus extract reduced arterial stiffness by 17% in older adults over just 4 weeks. Arterial stiffness is one of the primary drivers of poor circulation after 60, because stiff arteries cannot flex and push blood forward the way healthy elastic vessels can. To prepare this correctly, take 2 tablespoons of dried hibiscus petals and place them in a large glass jar with about 1 liter of cold filtered water. Do not use hot water because temperatures above 70 degrees Celsius destroy a significant portion of the anthocyanins. Place the jar in your refrigerator for a minimum of 8 hours. 12 hours produces the strongest concentration. In the morning, strain out the petals and drink the deep red liquid throughout the day. It has a naturally tart flavor similar to cranberry. You can add a small amount of raw honey if needed.